Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, August 7th, 2019. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice here that price has bounced tremendously from the pre-market and overnight lows on Tuesday and rallied all the way back to the midpoint of the sell-off that occurred on Monday. These were two of the largest days of the year. They were the two largest days of the year by range. The largest down day here, the largest up day here in terms of overall range. And we were expecting a turnaround Tuesday, especially after Monday's session. That's something we talked about in the monthly outlook for August. If you haven't checked that out, there is the recording at the pivotboss.com website and also at the PivotBoss YouTube channel, PivotBoss TV. What you see here is a significant reversal from the 27.75 low, and what we're seeing already this morning is a failure to push beyond the previous session's high. So we're beginning the day with a failed high, and we're starting to work back down the range a bit. Now overall, this market from the high to the recent low projects a midpoint of 29.0260. That's the level right there, 29.0263. And basically that's the level that needs to be reached in order for this new key range to be set in stone. Usually that level is reached within 1 to 5 days of finding that pivot low. Because this was such an aggressive move here, we may see it quicker than that, but overall we're still expecting more upside flow toward 29.02, perhaps even higher. But at the moment we're seeing a little bit of a pullback, and that pullback can come back toward the 28.40 to 28.50 zone, and that could provide a nice little buy the dip opportunity for a continuation toward 29.02. So again, look for any pushback toward the 28.40 level. 28.42 is the 200-day moving average here. That could provide support for a continuation higher. Any failure to hold the midpoint of the previous session here, which is 28.30, could be significant, and at some point we may be retesting this low. It may not be today, but after we bounce a bit, we could come down here and test that low fairly quickly and see what it's made of there. So it would not be out of the question to come down here and test that low at some point. Any rejection of the prices below that low, say between 27.60 and 27.80, could offer an opportunity to reverse this thing back up the range. So again, those are a few things to keep in mind as we move forward here. Today could be a digestive day after an aggressive week of trading over the past week, and any pullback toward 28.40 to 28.50 could provide a bounce opportunity for a return to 29.02 and perhaps even a bit higher. Again, 29.60 is the key overhead level there. Any failure to get through that level could be significant and could provide additional selling pressure for another leg down. Alright, let's take a look real quickly here at the NQ. Similar price action here, different midpoint. We have the midpoint right here, which is around 76.30. That's going to be an important level to watch there, again, as a target. So we're looking at 76.38 appears to be the level. It's kind of hidden there. So 76.38 is the target. Very similar to the ES here, we could drop a bit more. We're starting the day with a failed high and starting to rotate back down. Again, anything into the 7400 area, 74.30 zone could provide a nice bounce opportunity for a continuation towards 76.38 and perhaps even higher. Again, very similar to the ES. If we get up here toward the previous support there of about 7,800 and can't get through that level, it could offer another opportunity to dump this thing another leg down. Right now, looking at the potential to see a pullback and then a bounce opportunity into that midpoint to cement or seal that new key range. After that's sealed, we could be looking at another leg lower. So again, there is the potential to retest this low at some point down the road. And something we were looking at in the trading room yesterday is how similar current price action is to last January 2018 after the significant sell-off. So if you look at how this played out in both the ES and the NQ. This was the largest day of the year. In overnight trading, we had a significant low that turned into a major move back to the midpoint. Here is how it's playing out right now with a failed high, and then look how quickly we came down here and retested that low before we bounced. So we could be looking at very similar price action. So go back to last January, February. This is actually February, the first week of 2018, and you'll see very similar price action to what we're seeing currently in the market. So again, previous history can tend to give a bit of direction to how we're going to trade in the future. So check that out. Also, taking a look now at crude oil. Crude oil just failing to hold 54s finally. It looked like it was showing rejection here below 2-day lows and was holding, but by the end of the day it had sold off through 3-day lows. We're now seeing a continuation downward. This thing has just been very, very heavy. It just does not want to go up right now. Again, it appears that every tanker that's going out to sea is being hijacked, and so again, very difficult to reward that type of behavior with new highs in price, I guess. We have lower highs here that has developed. It has not been able to hold above the 55 LVN for long here lately. It's been coming back to retest it, and now we're seeing a lower high and new lows. The next key level below is going to be the 50.6 level. So between 50 and 51 is likely the next target. We're going to see more selling pressure until proven otherwise. You're starting to see these moving averages turn down pretty hard here. So again, any pullback could be an opportunity to sell this thing to recent lows. So anytime you break down in market structure, you have the 55 level, you have the 50 level, and you break back below that zone, the only next level to test is these recent lows. So that's going to be right there between 50 and 51. Look for that to be the next target. Again, we could bounce and retest 54s from below, and that could provide a nice continuation play toward 50. Lastly, taking a look at gold. Gold is up 1.5% already this morning and has reached 1500 for the first time in over 6 years. We knew that there was a great chance to reach 1500, especially after the outside day that we've developed here in the first trading day of August. Bullish outside day. We talked about the 1440 level being a pullback buying opportunity. Stop run day on day 3. Another continuation pullback here. And now this thing has exploded to the upside. Very significant move, trading 1507.80 right now, with the potential to see much more strength. Perhaps today the range may be in for the day, but we could see a little bit more upside here. Again, 1525 has been our target ever since we saw the 1375s get taken out. We talked about before that on this very day right here, there was a likelihood of seeing a retest of 1360 to 1365, and if we were to break through it, we were likely to continue toward 1525. And so right now we're seeing that continuation toward that level. 1800 is still above. Obviously we got to take out 1525 for that to be to come to fruition, but for the most part, if we were to hit 1525, it would not surprise me to see some sort of rejection that leads us back down, and then we start to trade somewhere between 1375 and 1525 for a while before the next move occurs. But overall, this thing is still flowing to the upside. We're very, very close to reaching that 1525 level. Any pullback is still a buying opportunity until proven otherwise. Alright, that is it for now. We'll see how this develops the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.